here we are. We're going to get into, finally, at last, the Min-Hee Jin Hybe situation. I want to preface by saying that a lot of the information I have is probably not up to date because every day I wake up, something new comes out about Min-Hee Jin and Hybe. So I'm probably not up to date on everything that has been happening. So I will try to stay on top of all of the new stuff that comes out if possible, but stuff is literally coming out every day. Just last week, I saw Min-Hee Jin pop up on NHK. And I guess she's supposed to be giving an interview on NHK. And I was just like, are y'all serious? Like, this woman is really trying her best, even to go to Japan and speak her truth. Anybody that knows me, I don't believe in his truth, her truth stuff. But that's what's going on. I also want to say that I don't like K-pop companies. I've never liked K-pop companies. So I'm not really on Bong Shi-hyuk or Big Hit's side or Hybe's side in general. But I'm definitely not on Min-Hee Jin's side. I see treachery. I see danger afoot. There's evil afoot. I believe that was Mermaid Man's line on SpongeBob. There's evil afoot. I think. It's been a while since I watched SpongeBob, so I don't know. Anyway, I'm rambling. Let's get into this news, okay? So on Monday, April 22nd, 2024, Hybe asked Min-Hee Jin to step down from her position as Ador's CEO. Korean news agency MTN first reported that this followed a request for a shareholders meeting from Hybe sent to Ador's board of directors. It's important to note before I get into the real meat of this story, Min-Hee Jin and the executives of Ador in total own only 20% of Ador, whereas Hybe owns 80% of Ador's shares. So Hybe has the majority of Ador's shares, making them the majority shareholders of Ador. All right, that'll come into play later on. The request for Hybe to sit and conduct a shareholders meeting with Ador remained unapproved as Hee Jin refused to step down. Hee Jin established Ador in 2021 after working for SM Entertainment. Now, the K-pop agencies under Hybe labels include the original Big Hit Music, which BTS and TXT are under, Source Music, which LE SSERAFIM is under, Pledis Entertainment, which 17 from Us 9 and TWS are under, B-Lift Lab, which is ENHYPEN's label, KOZ Entertainment, which is Boy Next Door's label and Zico's label, and Zico, I believe, is the one who created KOZ under Hybe. And you have, last but not least, Ador, which is New Jeans label, founded by Min-Hee Jin, All right, April 22nd, 2024, Hybe speaks up on reported fallout with Min-Hee Jin. Basically, Hybe released a statement to the media outlet called Exports News that they did an audit on Ador and found out that Min-Hee Jin was trying to seize control of the company. Hybe claimed that Ador allegedly attempted to leave Hybe labels, which caused Hybe to begin the audit. However, there are also reports that Hybe received a tip-off claiming that Ador had, quote, external consulting to secure full management rights over Ador, and that it was dispatch that informed Hybe of this. It was also alleged that Ador's executives were planning to obtain Hybe's management rights by lying to the public and saying that Hybe has mistreatment issues. This would in turn force Hybe to sell the 80% of their shares that they have in Ador. And I'm sure that you guys can kind of see where this would going. If they sell 80% of the shares, then definitely Min-Hee Jin would probably want those shares. It is also alleged that they are responsible for the leaking of personal information like trainee portraits, like pictures, and medical information. To add to that, Min-Hee Jin was accused of obtaining sensitive information about Hybe and using a Hybe employee to steal confidential information from them. So like, I guess a double agent or something. This literally sounds like something out of a K-drama. Not only that, but it's alleged that there was abuse taking place in Ador. Hybe also stated that Hee Jin was trying to acquire Ador from Hybe and make them an independent company, which would make New Jeans an independent group from Hybe as a result. On April 22nd, same day, apparently, same day. Okay, April 22nd, 2024, all this stuff's happening in one day. That's why there's so much news coming out, bam, bam, bam. So on April 22nd, 2024, again, Min-Hee Jin fired back and stated that Hybe was trying to copy the New Jeans concept with Audit, another girl group from a company called B-Lift Lab, which again is under Hybe. The statement that Min-Hee Jin put out highlighted the similarities between Audit and New Jeans, specifically in the hairstyling, makeup, clothing, choreography, and even the official photos and video released by Audit's team. Ador mentioned reactions from netizens saying that Audit was done quote-unquote Min-Hee Jin style, and also an imitation of New Jeans. So this sounds like she's trying to divert attention from allegations and just talk about how they're copying my girls. That's what it feels like to me. Moreover, Ador had pointed out that they had raised the concern to B-Lift Lab and Hybe, but stated that the two entities have turned deaf to the situation. Ador described Hybe as a company that has been, quote-unquote, mass-producing unoriginality. I feel like I'm going to be returning to that statement at some point in this video. Later on, reports would circulate about Hee Jin accusing boy groups TWS under fellow Hybe subsidiary Pledis Entertainment and Rise under SM Entertainment of also copying New Jeans. So she's throwing SM in the fire too, for no goddamn reason, other than to bring up that they copied her style, as if she's the first person to come up with any of these concepts for New Jeans. Come on. Really? Get out of here.
They all copied my girls. They all copied my girls.
So pretty much that's everything. There was a 2-hour press conference where she brought up a whole lot of stuff, cursing and all this stuff, and her lawyers were there. Well, yeah, I would encourage you to watch the 2-hour live stream if you have the time and the patience to deal with Min-Hee Jin's antics and how she was so sporadic in her behavior. But yeah, that was basically my brief summary on everything that led up to the press conference that Min-Hee Jin conducted. Now I want to kind of go over what I think about the situation. So she talked about New Jeans within this press conference, right? I feel like she talked about New Jeans more than the allegations that were levied against her. Oh wait, actually she said literally nothing about the allegations. She just went on and talked about Audit and New Jeans and how Audit are copying her girls. I think she only brought this mess up so she wouldn't have to address any of the allegations that were brought against her, mistreatment, because she brought the same allegations against Big Hit that were actually brought against her. So people might think this is like just a cat fight between Big Hit and Min-Hee Jin, but there's a little something here that we need to look at, okay? She brings up the text messages between her and Bong Si-hyuk, and I feel like she's trying to use Bong's text as a weapon against him. In his text, Bong PD stated that he wants the opportunity to step on aespa in a competitive sense, but she's acting as if there's no such thing as like competitiveness between companies, especially after she just stated how she herself wants BTS gone and in the military just so her girls could shine more. BTS and New Jeans are on the same team, so why is it so bad that Bong PD said that about aespa? Like, they're not even the same company. SM and Hybe, yeah, step on aespa, right? Don't you think that SM is saying the exact same thing about New Jeans and LE SSERAFIM? Like, come on. Step on aespa was his way of saying, I want to crush the competition. And she knew that, so she's being very disingenuous, I feel, with the texts. She's trying to make it seem like Bong Si-hyuk is a dangerous man, which is just so dumb to me. To try to like paint it as if Bong Si-hyuk is dangerous for saying he wants to step on. First of all, how would you, I don't mean to be funny. I'm just going to take this time right now, okay, to say this. Could you imagine a big guy like Bong Si-hyuk stepping on aespa? That he said those words because he really wanted to know how it feels to step on young girls. That's what Min-Hee Jin's trying to present the text as. Ain't no goddamn way I'm falling for that mess. So you're telling me that Winter's father, who said, quote, I'll step on all of them for you, my daughter, end quote, wants to literally step on Bong Si-hyuk and Hybe and Min-Hee Jin and all them? Because this is the same context, guys. Same context. It doesn't make sense. This is a message of a father sending support to his daughter, just like Bong Si-hyuk sent support to Min-Hee Jin. It was a supportive message, and she's turning it into something violent and evil. It's called manipulation. That's what it's called. Emotional manipulation. Let's turn off our brains. Let's not think about anything. Let's just use our emotions to tell the stories we want to tell. Let's also talk about Min-Hee Jin acting like Bong Si-hyuk is trying to sabotage New Jeans. New Jeans is a money maker. This is why I don't think that she makes much sense to me. New Jeans is a money maker for Hybe. Why would Bong PD sabotage one of the biggest money makers of Hybe? I don't think he's doing that, simply because it doesn't make any sense to me from a revenue standpoint. Even from a narrative standpoint, it just doesn't make sense. He's trying to sabotage my girls. He's trying to sabotage my girls. And I noticed that she was seemingly crying and swearing during, well, she was obviously swearing, but she was apparently seemingly crying during her presentation and her explanations. But she didn't get into anything like concrete. And think about this, guys. She is the highest paid executive and has $75 million in stock options. And yet, it seems as though $75 million isn't really enough for her, right? She wants more. She wants to acquire Ador. She wants to destroy Hybe in the process. Maybe she wished that Hybe, the whole thing was hers. She's trying to make it seem in the press conference that it's not about money, but it is about money. I truly believe she's greedy. She's greedy. She wants more money. Okay, that's what I believe. Also, I thought it was very odd when she said she was being consoled and comforted by New Jeans, most of which are minors. So these young girls were comforting a grown woman who is pouring her heart out and just dumping all of this stuff, this drama on them. I called the girls and I told them how I dragged their names into this. And they comforted me and told me it's okay. It's okay. I know I'm a grown woman who has her own drama, her own struggles, but I just had to call these girls that shouldn't be involved in any of my crap. You stupid woman. Leave them out of this. Girls comforting you. The girls are aren't you the one that's supposed to be taking care of them? Making sure that they're okay? Aren't you the adult? Why are these young girls comforting you, a grown woman who's supposed to be making sure they're good? But instead of doing that, you're messing up their career single-handedly. What? Mind you, this is her problem, her drama, okay? Has nothing to do with New Jeans. But you know what I think? I think she is just name-dropping the girls to divert attention from the real issues. That, and she doesn't want to be seen as a greedy person, so she's trying to make it seem like she's all about the girls. She wants what's best for the girls. She cares about making sure that what she's created stays hers legally. She wants to make sure that her creation that she believes is original, that has original concepts and original hair design and original. Last I checked, long hair is not an original thing. Okay, last I checked, makeup is not an original thing. There's only so many things you can do with makeup. Come on, guys. Come on. All this stuff is original. The makeup, the choreography is what? The concept? This woman is just really interesting. It's like her arguments were not sound, but it was the emotion she was trying to convey. She was hoping to appeal to the hearts and the sympathies of the common people. That's what I think. Her wearing a cap, wearing the striped green long sleeve shirt, wearing the baggy jeans. All of this is an attempt to sway the public to her side. It gives off, I'm just a one-woman show trying to do the best that I can for my girls. I am being harassed and attacked by this company that does not want anything to do with me anymore because I am exposing all of their dirty secrets and I'm calling them out for being the disgusting, evil patriarchy that they are. And I think this kind of resonated with K-netizens in a way, with the Korean public. Like just the way that she made herself appear. This is a common thing that happens in court, actually. The person who's being accused and the person who is accusing, it's important that they appear a certain way in court. They have to look a certain way. They have to dress a certain way. And the jury can pick up on how they dressed, how their hair is done. Like, are they wearing contact lenses? It's not so much they're trying to judge the character of a person based on what he's wearing or what she's wearing. It's that we're taking in everything. We are judging every aspect, and we're just looking at that and then seeing what they say, their mannerisms. I know that jury are not behavioral analysis experts, but it is a well-known fact in court. Jurors pay attention to this. Lawyers pay attention to this. In fact, lawyers instruct their clients as to what to wear, how to make their hair look, and all this other stuff, because it matters. This is what Min-Hee Jin is doing, I believe, in this instance, putting on this long sleeve green shirt, the baggy jeans, right? The cap, her hair's not really done properly. It all plays a role. Her clothing helps tell the story you want to tell. It wouldn't help her if she wore sophisticated clothing, because then she wouldn't really be seen as a disparaging mother figure to these girls, a battered woman who's trying to take on a company by herself. It wouldn't paint that picture. So what you wear tells the story, or helps tell the story. And she knew if she went in there looking like businesswoman first class, getting on, a private jet or whatever, it's not going to come across well. The narrative's not going to be spun the right way. Like what she's saying and how she's dressed don't match. And that's the point I'm getting at there. She knows she can't play the game that way. She has to play the vulnerable, disheveled woman that has gone through so much under this company, which begs the question, she's talking all this mess about Hybe. Why would you want to stay there? They're trying to fire me. Why would you want to stay there if everything you said about them is true? If you really don't like them and they're doing all this stuff that you claim they're doing, why would you want to stay? That doesn't register in my brain. So many weird, deceptive things that she's been saying. I thought it was also kind of strange to hear her almost allude to Bong PD being this creepy P word, talking about wanting to stomp on Espa and all that stuff. But then you look at her Instagram and you find she has this image of what appears to be a collage, pictures and photos of underaged child actresses, child stars. And you look at it and you would think, oh, there's nothing wrong with that. No. If it was a kid, if it was a child that aspired to be like these childhood stars, that's one thing. This woman is much older, so it's kind of creepy to have all these childhood stars in this collage on Instagram. So you want to talk about Bong Shi-hyuk giving those vibes? She's giving those vibes with pictures like that on her Instagram. So, you don't see stuff like that on Bong Shi-hyuk's Instagram. Oh, they would attack him and call him a creep for sure if he had something like that. But people aren't quick to jump on Min-Hee Jin for having something like that on her Instagram. Let's not forget, she is a creative director by trade. So she's not new to this. She's true to this. She's done this for so many K-pop idols. She knows how to do this for herself. I can see there's a deceptive manner to her, to what she's doing. She's using language that normally people in a press conference, when they're trying to state their piece, they normally don't use this kind of crass language, but she's using very crass language, a lot of cursing, swearing, and her lawyers are sitting there like cringing. If you watch the press conference, you'll see moments where they're like, oh my God, why? Like, why did she say that? Did she really just say that? Oh God, we're screwed. That's what I'm getting out of it. Like, we're screwed. She's kind of telling on herself a little bit. And then she's using crass language and harsh language and she's trying to appear as real, authentic, and as human as possible to appeal to the common people. And apparently in the Korean side of things, she's doing a very good job of that. But in the Western side of things, we're like, nah, something ain't right. Something ain't right. We don't like Hybe, but we certainly can see through this, okay? We can certainly see through this mess. Something's off. That's what I think. Another thing, going back to the whole acquiring 20% and Hybe owning 80%. The only reason she acquired 20% shares is because Hybe gave her the money to buy those shares in the first place. She had no money of her own to do that. So Hybe gave her money to buy the percentage of shares that she currently owns. She did not buy them herself. She didn't have the money to. She wanted to start her own thing with Ador, being separate from Hybe. But how are you going to do that when you don't have any money to even put into Ador and New Jeans? I think she wanted to like become the female Bong Si-hyuk, having the one K-pop group and knowing that that K-pop group is going to do phenomenally well under you, just as BTS did under Bong Si-hyuk. However, this is not that instance. And if you didn't even have enough money to buy the shares with your own money and you needed help from Bong Si-hyuk to do that, what makes you think that you're going to do well with an independent company separate from Hybe? It just doesn't make sense to me. And another thing that doesn't make sense to me, I'm going to keep this brief, but Min-Hee Jin's supposed to be this Miss Goody Two-Shoes, and she has a history with working for SM as the creative director there. How come SM hasn't come out in her defense or said anything about Min-Hee Jin's character, right? Like, not a peep from SM. That tells you a lot. Somebody could have come out and said something. It's just interesting to me to see how nobody who's ever worked with her in the past before she went over to Hybe has said anything in her defense, nor have any Hybe employees or staff said anything in her defense. So that just tells you everything. I don't think they're being told to be quiet. I think they have nothing nice to say about her. That's why they're not saying anything. I think it's a by choice kind of situation. Also, I would be remiss if I did not bring up the post that was on Instagram of the creative director of Audit showing her middle finger in lace. Very eloquently done. It's speculated that it was directed toward Min-Hee Jin because Min-Hee Jin threw shade at her for copying her girls, my babies. And so, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it was directed towards Min-Hee Jin because, I mean, otherwise it'd be just like a random picture of her throwing the middle finger out, which is, I just don't see that being the case. But I could be wrong and it could just be a random picture. You never know. Not that I would like to think, but I strongly believe it is directed towards Min-Hee Jin for what she said about Audit and how she copied New Jeans' look and concept and all that other stuff. So yeah, there's a lot of issues going on here. Here's my ultimate hypothesis here, because there's another thing I want to bring up as well, and this is not on my script. She's making it seem as if she had no intentions of handling this publicly. There are Koreans who believe that Min-Hee Jin was done wrong by Hybe in the sense that Hybe went public with this information and could have handled it privately. What I believe is Min-Hee Jin was planning on doing the exact same thing to Hybe. Hybe just beat her to it. So she used Hybe beating her to it as an opportunity to say, oh my gosh, look at what they've done to me. I would have handled this in private, but they decided to blast me out. So now I have no choice but to make a statement and do a press conference and all this stuff. Guys, I'm not buying it. I'm sorry. I'm not buying that she had no intention of blasting this company out in public. Because in order to come to the conclusion that she had no intention of doing that, then you would have to say that Min-Hee Jin compiled all of the information as quick as she could with as limited time as possible. She didn't have a lot of time, right? She had to quickly come up with all this stuff. I'm sorry, but there was a lot of text messages that she showed. Are you telling me that she compiled all of this stuff within that limited amount of time? I'm sorry. No way. Yes, a lot of the stuff she said was incoherent. Yes, a lot of emotion was drawn into it. However, I'm not gonna be so naive as to assume that she did not prepare for this. I think she was planning this for a long time. That's what I think. I think she was planning this for a long time, and she finally got her chance to do this. She got her chance. She shot her shot, and there are Koreans that have grabbed a hold to it and feel like she's a champion for the people, right? She's sticking it to the patriarchy and all this other stuff. Truth is, she doesn't give a crap about the people who thinks that she's on their side or she's representing the common people. She's not representing you. She's representing herself. She's greedy. She wants money, and she wants Ador to herself. I don't believe that she has any good intentions in this at all. So yeah, that's pretty much my take on everything. She is not the person that people think she is. I think she is a absolute snake, and I wished that she was being honest and telling the truth, but I don't think she is. She talked about the shaman thing, right? She was seeing a shaman for all her business decisions, and then she goes and tries to blast Big Hit and Hybe, saying that they're in a cult. She's trying to destroy BTS's reputation while they're in the military. She's trying to destroy Bong Shi-hyuk's reputation as the CEO and overall head of Hybe label. She's trying to destroy all these people while in the process of saying that she's only in it to protect her girls. I call BS. She's not addressing the accusations. She's hiding behind the girls. You can believe her if you want. You can also believe that she had no intention of coming forth with any of this information publicly, but all of the evidence that she brought to the 2-hour long press conference proves otherwise. She was getting ready. I think she was mad that she didn't have everything she wanted for that press conference, but she was planning for it. She was planning for it. I have no reason to believe she wasn't. She's just trying to play this card where it's like, oh, look at what they've done. They came out publicly. If I was them, I would have handled this privately. Do you see how they're being? She's trying to use them coming out publicly about her and what she's doing as a weapon against them to show, look at how evil this company is. Look what they're doing to me. You're going to get fired. You're going to be kicked out of Hybe, no question. But yeah, I hope I laid everything as clearly as I could. Of course, like I said, there's a lot more information out there now than what I've just reported on, what I've just talked about. But this is kind of what I think overall. She's a snake. She's a viper. I know that a lot of this stuff is alleged. Again, it's alleged. So she had time within that 2-hour press conference to address the allegations. She did not. Instead, she wanted to make it all about Big Hit and what they are doing to plagiarize her looks, her concepts, and all that stuff. K-pop covers all kinds of concepts. There's nothing original about New Jeans that isn't original about any other girl group that has done stuff before New Jeans was even born. So don't even go there. Don't even go there. Now, I will admit, the marketing strategy, the way that she marketed the girls, the way that she promoted them, the concepts, brilliant. It's a brilliant concept to go back in time. But that's all she did, guys. She went back in time. There's nothing new about this. Nothing. She brought that old world, that old atmosphere back into the present, and it's made retro popular again. But other groups have done this. So don't sit here and talk about how original the hairstyles, long hairstyles, makeup. Woman, please. And I feel like I said girl. She hasn't been a girl in a long time. And I apologize. I don't mean to be rude, but I kind of do mean to be rude a little bit. Please. You just stop. Stop, because you're embarrassing yourself. I'm just this woman. I'm trying my best to do everything I can for my girls, my babies. They my babies, my girls. I don't trust her. I don't like her. I think she's faking. I think she's just playing on the sympathies of the people. She's trying to win the court of public opinion. She's trying to get them on her side. And that's what she's trying to do. But you're not going to get me, Min-Hee Jin. Not going to get me. See, if this was an Omega X issue, that's a different story. They actually, for real, went through something. But you can't play that game because nothing happened to you. All right. Again, she's the highest paid CEO in there. $75 million. Are you serious? Anyway, let me know what you guys think about it in the comments. I'm going to end this. But yeah, that's all I gotta say. If I missed anything, feel free to comment as well. Anything that I missed. I'm sure I missed a lot because there's stuff coming out all the time. So comment down below, like, subscribe for more content like this and other content as well. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Love y'all. Peace. Bye.